Good morning, it's the 26th of July, Wednesday FMOC day, so be careful today. This is going to be my trade plan for today. So as I said, it's FMOC, so probably today we're going to see a bit of sideways or a bit of a quiet market to start off with. So I've got a few levels. This is the screen in front of me is my alert software. Software I wrote myself, and it lets me put all my levels in, why I'm finding them, and it lets me put them in the Discord room as well. So these are all my levels for SPY and ES. There's quite a lot of them, but I'm only going to just go through my top two rejections and bounces, which includes one scalp and one position I'll be waiting for. There's quite a few there to go through. I don't want to go through them all. On my screen is the MES 1 hour time frame, and we're looking at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 or 8 days. You can see my levels are in place. I've got of interest the areas I'm watching. I've got my pen. So the areas I'm watching are this area here for a rejection again. So that's 46.05. You can see yesterday we came right up into it and it rejected it perfectly, and I took a trade off of that, which is a great area to watch, and maybe we might get it. We are technically still in an uptrend on both the daily. You can say we are on the hourly as well, because we haven't really broken the pivots down here or down here yet. So we're still in an uptrend. So I'm going to be biased on a long trade over a short trade. So what I'm watching for is a break and retest long. We got this highly condensed volume area, and it runs right along this red line, which is the point of control for this volume indicator. So this area here is an area it's going to be on watch, and we're currently just pulling right back into that area. There's nothing for me to take yet until we get down to this green zone. So we're looking at the bottom of that candle, which is 45.80 area. So look at the bottom of that candle, bottom of those candles, tops of these candles here. We had an area here as well where we hit tops and bottoms here, and tops and bottoms of those candles there as well. I'm sure we go back further, there's other areas we can look at. So this is the area I'm watching for a bounce, 45.80, and 45.76.50 will be possibly my stop area, and that's purely based on that pivot there. And obviously that is also an area of support as well, because we've got tops of candles as well. And so those two areas are two quite strong areas, so maybe I can get in lightly there. If it does break through, stop out, get back in again at 45.76. So that would be for a bounce and a long trade. That's a scalp, more of a scalp bounce, so wait for confirmation. What I'm really watching for is these areas down here. So this area here, 45.60, and also 45.45 area. So this area here. So if we get down to this area, I'll be layering in. So I'll be buying contracts as I come into this zone, and I want to be all full in by the time I get halfway out of this zone. So layer in, and I'll be looking for a retest back up as well. So that's what I'll be waiting for. That's what I'm really waiting for. Maybe today's FMOC might bring it back down to here, but sounds like, well, we'll find out later. So 2 o'clock FMOC, 2:30 is the talking afterwards as well, so be wary around that time. So for rejections, I'm going to be watching. Oh, there's one more level I want to get in. I want to get this break and retest of this area, either 45.88.50, which is a weekly level, or 45.92.75. So these are my bounces basically. Bounce, 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 and obviously down here if we get down these areas. So I'm watching for these bounce areas, and for rejections won't be as many because we're still trending upwards. Probably 46.05 is what I'll be watching. Might be tempted to scalp 4600 as well, which came into play yesterday. In fact, 4600 hasn't really done much. So 4600 as a scalp, 4605 as a wait for confirmation before getting in, that'd be a full size position, and 4609 to 4610 will be this pivot here. And we've got this long this area, I think that goes back a year and a half, so 4612 75 as well, that's potential rejection. But these could always be stop losses if you're breaking up. So that's my play today for MES. I'll quickly go through the numbers again, starting from the rejections at the top. So I'm rejecting 4612, 4609, 4605 is my preferred rejection. Scalp at 4600 rejection. And obviously 4600 could also be a break and retest long as well. And for bounces or long plays, I'm looking for a break and retest of 45.92 area, 45.93, that area there. Looking for a bounce at 45.80, 45.76. Preferably if it comes down to 45.60 will be a nice bounce, that's what I'm really waiting for. And again, that's because the bottoms of these candles and the bottoms of these candles, the convergence of those, and we've got the tops of this pivot here as well, and that's when we last saw a big rejection off it as well, and we saw big pushes up off of these as well. So it's quite an important area, but preferably 45 is the area I'm watching for, this area here for a bounce. And again, I'll be layering into this position with my stop probably at that pivot there. So my stop will be just below, and then I'll be waiting for a bounce and retest high. Maybe FMOC will give us that level today if we see a big sell-off. Looking at the hourly right now, we've just broken this GBI, so maybe we're looking at this level down here for a scalp bounce. So maybe that pivot there, those two pivots there for scalp 45.80, so keep an eye on that, and that'll be on the open. Going on to the SPY, got my levels drawn up already. We've got this trend line from yesterday as well, so potentially we could come down, break, retest, and bounce off this area. We've got, I'll go through the levels. It's very similar to the MES. So starting from the top, 457.83, 458 for rejection, and we've got this big zone. That's on, I think that's a year and a half rejection area, so that would be possibly a big rejection. We've obviously got 460 as well if we get up there, so 460 will be my preferred rejection area. 457.83 will be a scalp or rejection with confirmation. Then we'll be looking at, let's get a bit closer. I like these two pivots here, this double bottom, 45.93 as a bounce, and it's right on the trend line as well. We probably would have just missed it, so maybe we might do that by the time we get there. And we've got this area here which is a supply zone, and it's an area of, I wouldn't say too concentrated, the concentrated volumes up here, but we're looking at 453 is a preferred area as well to 453.50, so that's there. So I'll be watching for a bounce of a 453.50. May push down to 453, so these two areas, and I think that's it really, similar to MES. So just to sum up my SPY, we've got rejections at 458, 457 is double top, possibly 456 as well, that'll be a scalp or a wait for confirmation. And then bounces, we have a break and retest of 455, a bounce off of 453.50, 453, and 450 is the preferred area down here, and obviously got 452. So hopefully nice easy levels, quite nice good round numbers as well, psychological numbers as well. Okay, that's it. One more, I'll just look at the Qs as well while we're here, because I want to keep an eye on the Qs because they seem to be quite volatile. So look at the hourly. Look at that. So these are levels I dropped yesterday, a few days ago, and probably last week actually, and they literally have been bouncing off those levels. So Qs, if we're going to look at Qs as well, we've got this area here, 374.30 for a bounce. Look at that, we're running along the 200 moving average at the moment. So, and then we've got a break and retest of 378.22 and rejection at 383 to 384 area, and obviously we've got the 388 area as well as a rejection. And an excellent area for a bounce would probably be 370.64, or this entire area 370, and this area here at 363 to 364. And that's it. So some nice areas on Qs as well, which I'll keep an eye on, but I mainly trade ES and SPY, and I know how they work, I know their personality, and I have a feeling when they reverse, they normally reverse. Because you get used to playing one stock, you kind of know how it reacts to the market. Anyway, that's me done. Hopefully you have a good day trading, and I will speak to some of you in our Discord channel today. Take care.